start my speech with a question. How many of you in this class have perfect attendance and are hoping to receive the extra credit points that Dr. Rick has made available? Okay, a couple of you. Now, how many of you have missed 2 or more classes in another class this semester? Well, I myself do not have perfect attendance in this class, and I have missed more than 2 classes on multiple occasions during my 4 years at College of Worcester. The attendance policies that the professors in the Communication Studies Department have in place that penalize students for missing classes are both inconsistent and too strict, and these things need to change. Today, I will explain some of the Communication Studies professors' policies on the attendance. Then I will explain why I believe they are too strict and too inconsistent. Then I will explain what college would be like if there were no attendance policies or there was a uniform policy from teacher to teacher. And then I will offer some ideas on what you guys can do. Professors within the Communication Studies Department are penalizing students for missing a certain number of classes per semester, and these policies are too strict and very inconsistent from teacher to teacher. For example, in this class, public speaking, Professor Wick allows her students to miss 3 classes per semester. After that, 20 points are deducted per absence, which results in a 2% deduction out of the 1,000 total points. According to Professor Ty's syllabus, for the Theories in Human Communication class, he allows his students to miss 2 classes per semester, with a 40-point deduction after each absence after 2. After 5 absences, 10% is deducted out of the 1,000 total points. Professor Bosworth's class, Argumentation and Persuasion, the syllabus states that students are allowed to miss 2 classes per semester, with 1/3 of the letter grade being deducted after 2 absences. This results in 3%. So, in this class, an 87% could equal 84% if you miss 3 classes, which makes a B+ into a B-. In Professor Johnson's Junior IS class, which meets Tuesday and Thursday, students are allowed to miss 2 classes per semester, with 24 points being deducted out of the 1,200 total points, which results in 2%. I believe that the consequences for missing classes are too strict and very inconsistent. Also, the policies may not always be applied because it can mean the difference between a student receiving a C or a D. How serious is this problem? Well, there are multiple reasons for missing class. Whether it be you have to miss it for an athletic event, whether you're up studying the night before and too tired to make the class the next day, whether you're studying for an exam later in that day and you have to miss a class before that. If you have travel plans, whether it's coming back or leaving for spring break or winter break. I myself missed for IS Monday today this year. I figured it was a good chance to celebrate a big accomplishment. Or the most common reason for not being in class is injury or illness. These students' grades are suffering from these policies. They are missing the material that is informed in class, and then they're being penalized at the end of the year. This could mean a difference between a student being on the dean's list, or missing it, or receiving departmental honors when you graduate your senior year. So why should you guys care about this problem? Well, you may have had points taken away in a previous class. Most of you in here are freshmen or sophomores, and it could affect you over the next 2 to 3 years. Speaking from personal experience, you may want to miss class on IS Monday, or maybe you're not feeling well on a Friday morning after attending a great night of karaoke at Leroy's, once you're 21 years old. But what can be done? The Department of Communication Studies needs to have a uniform attendance policy that is fair and not overly punitive. These policies that end up affecting the students' grades at the end of the year should not be in place. Or, if they do remain in place, there should be a consistent policy within the Communication Studies Department. You never know how many days you will miss throughout the semester. There is a consistent attendance policy that is appropriately enforced between all Comm Studies teachers. Students will be able to make an informed decision on how it will affect their grade. So what students need to do? You need to stand up for your rights, because you are able to attend class whenever you want. You're old enough and mature enough to make decisions for yourself now. According to Worcester.edu, tuition next year will be $49,400. Divide that by 30 weeks of class and 12 credit hours a week, it comes out to be $137.22 per class. You're the ones that are throwing your parents' money away, so we don't need the teachers penalizing us for missing class too. Our parents are probably already yelling at us for missing class. students, what you can do is you can express your opinions on the attendance policies in your class and go to your teachers, or even Dr. Johnson, who's the head of the department, and ask her to change the policies. These percentage points that students are penalized should be similar across all classes and all teachers. What will my plan do? If we can convince the teachers that policies are wrong and should be uniform across the department, we can make this change. A uniform policy across the discipline will make the policies less confusing for students. They know exactly what they're being penalized for, and if they miss more classes than they are allowed, they know what percentage they will be penalized. Also, the number of absences allowed per class should be uniform. On classes that meet Tuesday, Thursdays, you should only be able to miss 2 classes. On Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, you should only be missed 3 classes, which equals 1 week of the class. Well, how do I know this will work? Well, after accessing Rhodes College website and researching their attendance policies, I found that they have a uniform policy across their whole campus. Students can miss 3 classes on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or 2 on Tuesday, Thursday. Professors report these excessive absences to the dean, and students can be asked to be removed from the class and receive a failing grade. Also, according to Rhodes website, faculty are discouraged from penalizing students solely for such absence and should normally, at their discretion, accommodate such a student when it comes to extracurricular activities. You might be asking, why would you want to throw away $137.22 per class? Well, the reasons I stated earlier are just a few. You might have an athletic event that you probably should go to, or you'll be studying the night before, or maybe you're just sick. You might ask, why can't you just go to class and never miss? Well, I used to hate missing class myself. I would always fall behind, and I would hate making up the work that I missed. So I just figured it's better just to not miss class. But this year, because of independent study, I spent many nights in the library until 3 o'clock in the morning and having to go to moms afterwards. Teachers might ask why they should change their policy. Well, I believe it's better for a student who was up all night to stay in their room and sleep rather than coming to your class and sleeping in your class and disrespecting you. Imagine missing a day of class and sleeping in and not having to worry about what other 2 days that semester you will miss. If you know the next day of classes might be boring and there are no pop quizzes or papers being assigned, why won't you take the opportunity to maybe sleep in, study for another exam that day, or just work on homework? Imagine that you knew the policies that were implemented within the communication department, and you could determine exactly what your grade would be if you missed a class or 2. In the past few minutes, I have explained some communication studies professors' policies on attendance. I explained why I believe these policies are too strict and too inconsistent, and I explained the future where the communication department had a uniform policy on attendance. So now, what can you do? Well, as students, you can have students in your class sign a petition and turn it into your teachers that either agrees or disagrees with what they say, and maybe make a change that way. Or you can come to an agreement with your teacher about how many days of class you can miss per semester, and maybe even convince them that if you get perfect attendance, you should receive extra credit points. Another thing you can do is go to the Dean of Students with a signed petition from students expressing your displeasure with the attendance policies on campus, and maybe provoke them to make a change either school-wide or department-wide. It is not fair that these students are penalized for missing classes. We are all young adults and are very capable of making decisions on when we should go to class. Imagine a Thursday night before going to bed, you grab your cell phone or alarm clock that you normally set for 8 o'clock for your 9 a.m. class. You have already missed 2 of your 9 a.m. classes this semester due to illness and other reasons, but you have an important Spanish exam at 11 a.m. Setting that alarm clock for 10 a.m. and getting 2 hours of sleep or using those 2 hours to study could mean the difference between an A or a B. You would not have to worry about your grade in your 9 a.m. class being affected because you know the policy that is in place, and you know that it will not be too strict, and you don't have to worry about what your teacher's policy is.